What is up, my fellow gamers? In today's video, we're going over what you can expect as a free-to-play in DC Dark Legion after just 1 week of playing since global launch. Like and sub for more amazing gaming content. All right, so let's go over our champions first. What were we able to do as a free-to-play? Have not spent any money. We do not have the second builder, like no money, not even 99 cents. Got pretty lucky with the bleed banner with Superman. We got him to 5 stars. He's been one of our top performers MVP wise, really does a lot of damage, good survivability overall. He's been one of my top champions. Flash, we've got Flash, 4 stars. He hasn't been that great. He's but unfortunately we didn't really have a lot of other options, so it is what it is. Red Hood has been putting in work. We got him to the blue stars, which I think is what, 10 stars now. He's been doing really well damage wise. Wonder Woman has been our other huge MVP. We got her to what, I believe 7 stars. She is an insane tank, one that I highly recommend for free to play, or just anyone in general that needs a really strong tank. She is so hard to take down. Her ability to put a shield on herself, I mean, she just has so much survivability that a lot of the times she's the last person standing on my team in a lot of the battles. We've got a 6-star Adam. We got Harley Quinn up to 4 stars. We did take the Harley Quinn for our pre-registration bonus. We also got our 7-day login as Harley Quinn. So that's how we got a lot of those extra copies to get her to 4 stars. I think I pulled 1 copy of her as well. We got Shazam, a 2-star Shazam. He's been okay. We feel like, you need a little bit more stars. Good taunt ability, if you need somebody to taunt, but otherwise, okay. Red Robin, we only got 1 star. Hasn't really helped out too much. We also got Lex Luthor. His ultimate ability is really awesome. He does a ton of damage, especially to the back line. Unfortunately, we only have him, not even start up. We just got a base copy. So this is one that I feel like could really do some damage. Vixen hasn't really helped out. We've got Green Arrow. He's been pretty decent damage wise, but not the greatest. Catwoman, Captain Cold. And then we got our healer, 6 stars. We use her sometimes. We got Killer Croc. We don't really use Black Adam. 20. We still need some more of these stimulators. Within the next couple days, we should have all of these up to 120. All right, let's take a look at our Batcave next. On the left side, we got our power plants to 9. Just keeping them up to base so that we at least get that power efficiency of 30%. Other than that, a lot of these I just kept at level 6, the living quarters, medical bay, and I just kept those all over there. War room, we made it to war room 15. So as a free to play after 1 week, you should be around war room 15, 16. We could maybe be at 16, but around 15, 16 is what you should be at. We can't upgrade it right now. I gotta do some research for my laboratory and do some catching up. We got our training nexus at 13, library at 6, drone at 10, biolab 10, armory at 13. Now our armory was at like level 8 for the longest time because I was saving up all of my alloys so that I could craft a lot and then deconstruct for the event that we had going on, the Supreme Commander. It was this one, the base expansion, where we would get points for spending alloys. So I did a ton of upgrades for that when that event day was going on. So we jumped from armory level 8. If you watch my previous video, now we're at armory level 13. So we went up quite a ways with that. I'll probably do the same thing. I'll hold all my alloys until the next Supreme Commander and then try and use them. But it doesn't give you a lot of points, but it's better than nothing. Like, we don't really have a lot of options. So, at least it's something. For our research laboratory, we got it at 11. We're upgrading it. We're going to have it at 12 soon. We'll go over our tech research, what I was able to do for construction. We got max new squad right here. Now, what I did was I did a lot of those where I was just taking the first ones and I was rushing to get to the big nodes. So this one was important. I rushed these ones to get to this. I rushed all of these to get to the new squad. I rushed all of these to get to the warehouse expansion. I can't do these yet until we get our laboratory up, so I do have to do some catching up with that. But then this would be the next one that we're gonna rush to, which would be the drone AI upgrade. But in the meantime, when I don't have enough chips to do like the big ones, or if I'm trying to do catch up with my building upgrade, that's when I've been kind of going back and then upgrading the ones that are kind of needed. Like I maxed out the most important ones. So simulator outputs, these ones are very important. Your chip output, very important. The alloy mastery, this is going to be another one that is important. I will eventually research and upgrade that. But stuff like the financial research for the dollar output, the extra XP output, yeah, you get a lot of XP, you get a lot of dollars. It's not something I've had trouble with yet. We also maxed out our construction boost and research boost, obviously, so that would speed those up. And then same thing over here. We're just taking like the stimulators, the alloys. For our combat, same thing. We were rushing to the middle ones. So we got that spiritual pen plus 10%. And then this one would be the next one I'm doing. I need like a lot of chips though. We need 700K, which is a lot, but this is the next big one that we need. So in the meantime, I'm kind of doing catch up and I'm maxing out the attack first. We got some of the other buildings. Biolab down here, 11. We've got this steel at 8. Some of these chips are at 11 and 12 and 9. They should be a lot higher, but unfortunately, it's really hard to progress your base when you only have one builder, right? If you even just spend the $2 or $3, however much it is for the second builder, I mean, it is such a huge difference. It would help out so much. I mean, a lot of these buildings I'd probably have close to level like 15 or 14. Now, one thing that has really helped out is we got an amazing guild. Now, when we first started off, we were in kind of a crappy guild, and then I was able to find a better guild. This guild was actually like ranked 5th or 6th when I joined it. Now we're 2nd. So this is a very, very active guild where it just wants active players. You don't need to spend money. You don't need to be a big pay to win player to join this guild, which is really, really nice for me. So this alone has been such a huge help because there's so many people who are constantly on. It helps with the speed ups. It helps with all the chests. I've gotten so many of these league chests, so much free dollars and alloy from this. So this really, really has helped out a lot, not even to mention the technology. All the extra technology and buffs we get has really, really also helped out a lot. So getting in a good guild, one of the top 3 guilds, really, really important, plays a huge role in your progression as a free-to-play. Head on up to the shelter. Pretty decently far in this. We got a lot of 5s and 6 upgrades, some 4s over here that we're going to be upgrading next. Focused on increasing my construction bonus for when you get to choose which ones you want, or like this. We did the construction first, and then now we're doing trading market because we already have this maxed out. And then the other ones, there's other ones that you can also do. I did increase stimulators, accelerate tech research. I need to do this one. I did chip output. I think I did the alloy factory by mistake, and I just don't want to change it. But it should be, the research should be first, and then kind of the stimulators and the chip output. The alloy factory is kind of like a little bit not as important, but it is still kind of important. I will say, as a free to play, a lot of your power, or at least what you can do, is you get a decent amount of power from your gear, especially as a free to play. So I will say that you definitely have to stay on top of your gear as a free to play if you do get stuck in certain battles. So far, we were able to achieve 500,000 power. We're at 548,000. As you can see at the top left corner, we've been saving up so far through all the events. We've got almost 6,000 gems saved up. So this weekend, when the interstellar visitor comes, we'll be able to go ahead and buy a bunch of stuff from that. That's what I've been doing, saving up our gems for that event. All right, we were able to achieve what, level 9 so far. We do have a lot to do today. Today would be considered day 8, but I haven't really done anything for day 8, so I'm still considering this 1 week. We've got 3 squads that we can kind of send out. One thing that I have been doing, which doesn't play a huge impact, but it's better than nothing, is when I go to bed, I'll do all 3 of my squads. I'll send them on this 8-hour expedition. That's kind of the best way to use it. You're going to be away from the game for a long time, do the expeditions, the dispatches, and you just kind of collect these rewards every hour, so up to 8 hours. It can help out a little bit as a free-to-play. You know, we got to scrounge for every little bit of resource as a free-to-play. It's really, really important. Meta Brawl, we didn't do too good for PvP, which is obvious if you're free-to-play. I haven't done my challenges for today, the 8th day. But even if you just take a look at our ranking, we are not very far. We're only at 425, and we are stuck in like the lowest bracket possible. I only do my free 5 challenges per day. I have not been buying challenges, and when I do go ahead and do a challenge, we're getting like, you know, plus 14 or plus 10 or something. Like, we don't really get a lot, and we're not able to challenge the strongest people because we are free to play. There's a lot of people who spend money in this game. Unfortunately, I think we're one of like the very few that have not spent money. Honestly, I think probably 95% of the player base has spent money, maybe even higher than that. For our anti-crime network, we really didn't worry about the XP one because, like I said, we get a lot of XP. Alloy, we got up to 7 is where we're at to challenge. Data breach, we're at 6. I think we could probably beat this one. I haven't challenged this newest one. And then for stimulators, we're at 5. I think we could probably beat this one. So, I mean, we should clear these ones, 5, 6 for that. But the most important ones are really the data breach and this the stimulators. These are the 2 that I've been kind of rating. Training simulator, you can see that we have made it to, what did it say? We are at currently level 86. So, you know, 85, we're on 86. So we're, you know, these people are way ahead of us with spending money. So we're not even close to, you know, ranking high on that. For our combat cycle, for this newest one that just dropped, we got 27 out of 40. That's typically where we get a lot of these. We end up getting, you know, 27 out of 40, 26 out of 40 for a lot of them, a little bit more than a half. For the Defeat the Dark Legion, we are able to launch rallies on a level 85, which is really good. The level 115 is going to unlock 2 days, but this is good though that we're at least able to do that because we do have a really strong squad. At least our main squad, you can see we've got 189,000, so we can easily go ahead, send them on there and initiate that. We did just unlock the Darkest Timeline. I have not started this at all yet, so this is at least a new gameplay for us to kind of jump into. We unlock this once we hit War Room 15. So this is pretty much what you can kind of expect after a week of playing as a free-to-play, give or take. You may do slightly better, you may do slightly worse. It's going to depend on the guild you're in and, you know, a lot of different factors, how much you play. I played pretty consistently, I'd say. A decent amount, I'd say a lot. Not like all the time, not like to the point where I'm setting alarms on my phone for the timers to, you know, initiate when they are over and stuff like that. The free-to-play experience has been okay. It hasn't been horrible. I will say that I've played games that free-to-play experience is a lot worse. This is not the worst. Definitely doable. You can play the game, you can enjoy it without spending money. You'll never reach the leaderboards though, just to make that clear. You will never come anywhere close to ranking high on the leaderboards. And you may have some points where the game feels very stagnant. There's some days where it's like that, and it's just kind of like, because it is an idle RPG game, you just gotta wait for the next day, you gotta wait for reset, you gotta wait for a new event to give you free rewards. It happens because we don't have the luxury of spending money So sometimes, you know, it's gonna feel like that from time to time, where you're gonna kind of log in and all you're doing is doing a new building upgrade, and then like you already have done all your world map and you got nothing else to do, and you did your intel points and you're just kind of like, oh, there's nothing else I can do. You know, so there are some days where it's going to be like that, where it's going to seem a little boring and frustrating, but other than that, I think it's not too bad. That is it. I hope you guys and girls enjoyed the video. Stay happy, stay safe, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.